Hi guys. So lately I've been noticing that social medias are blooming with witches. Like we are all over the place, and I think it's great because we're finally able to come out and speak about it and trade experiences and simply just talk and suggest stuff. And that's what I'm doing here. If you have seen my previous videos, I've talked about that I've been into this for quite a long time, so I still call myself amateur because I learning a lot of stuff and it comes a hard way, but I think that I'm able to give advice for beginners so you don't mess up. So, for example, TikTok, I've seen a lot of people who just simply show things like how do they set up the altar, how do they cast a certain spell, which I think is a good information, as well as if you're doing it correctly, aka just following the instructions from the book or from your friend who actually does it for a long time and knows what he's doing. So that's great. But there's a problem I've noticed. Some people are giving bad information that is not acceptable and that is not correct. Problem about that is that if you're giving an advice, although you're amateur and you're giving it to somebody who's just entering, it is really important to tell them actually how to begin it correctly, not just right away jump into a spell, mess up badly, have bad luck for 7 years, and then die because you're gonna get haunted by a demon. And I've seen people think that like you can curse people. I have to say that no, that's not what witches do. But if you're just getting into witchcraft to, I don't know, just to curse someone, that's a really bad thing you're getting on. So just jump off, honey. Don't do this. Don't even try doing it. Witches who have been doing witchcraft for a long time do know that cursing someone is a huge pain, because if you curse someone, first of all, it brings them a lot of pain. It is really hard to keep that stuff up, and sometimes it's not even predictable how the curse might affect them. What sucks about it is that real witches do know the threefold rule, which is amazing because anything you do comes back to you 3 times fold. So if you curse someone, get ready because it's gonna get 3 times worth and it's gonna affect you. And although let's say you cast yourself a protection so nothing can harm you, but then you have kids and your kids have to face the pity of the fate because you decided to curse your friend or because you decided to curse your enemy in high school. Okay, but might not even be kids, might be passed on to farther into the family, and I don't think you want to go down in history as a grandma or grandpa who just ruined somebody's life. That's pretty much one thing, and as the biggest advice that I wish somebody told me when I was beginning, please do not jump into right away. You're like waking up one day, you see this, I think it's now being more of a trend to be a witch and collect crystals. That's what people think it is. But if you wake up one day and think that oh my gosh, I should do it, then please don't jump right away into spells and magic and everything, because you have no idea how to do things right in the first place, even though you think, oh yes I do. No. I have to say, do not do anything based on the movies, because I don't see a reason why would they try to show you, the real ways to do it. So no, do not do it based on the TV show you saw that you thought, oh my gosh, it was really cool and it worked. Pretty sure it was just a scenario written for them. So yeah, no, not a good idea. What I'm saying right now is extremely important, so make sure you really take my advice, because really when I was starting, I wish somebody could tell me that this is the right way to do it and this is the way I should have started. Before you jump into anything, in your books, when you're trying to look for a book, you will have your mind separated between millions of choices, and mostly what you will see is Wicca. It's everywhere. If you just Google like magic books, that's what you'll see. Wicca, a lot of it. So before you do anything, please read some articles about it. At least look how it was based, what is it, how does it work, everything like that. Now, surprise! Besides Wicca, there's a lot of other categories you can jump into, and it does relate to being a witch. Just it's a little bit of a different way and a little bit of a different religion and kind of a side's turn to everything. So, what's good for you, you decide. But I have to say that there's a lot, but the most important are Wicca, paganism, and witchcraft. There are three different things, completely different, and I have to say, if you look up stuff, you'll get confused because I did. So you need to take a second to think and process what you're reading and what you're planning to hop into. After you finally decide on what you are, either pagan or Wiccan, or you're just doing witchcraft, then you can go and look up books. I have a few books. They're pretty well written, and a lot of them have the little introduction note where they can explain how to do stuff right. One more time, remind you what is the thing you're stepping into. So do everything slowly, please. There's no hurry. You're probably young if you're jumping into this, like what, 12? I don't know, teenage years, you got all your life to live. Slow down, do it slow, take your time. Nothing is rushing you. You can do it. Okay, let's say you finally figured out what you are, you've got your books. What you're gonna do then is try to protect yourself. Now, yes, here comes the best part that everyone now seems to love, and just, I think they just join to be witches just because of that. Crystals. You can use crystals to heal you and protect you, which is really important. You can use salt, you can use candles, anything you want, you can use it. You can learn how to cast a circle. You can learn how to cast a spell to make yourself a little charm that will protect you everywhere you go, take bad energy from you. I think that would be a perfect next step to do before you jump into anything, because all of us make mistakes. Even mature witches who are been into this for a long time make some mistakes of some kind, because there's thousands of spells. So that was my advice to people who are just jumping into it and trying to do it the right way. So yeah, I hope you guys will take my advice, because I'm being serious. If somebody could tell me this when I was starting, my life would have been much more simpler. So I'm just trying to make your life better. I'm not saying that I am better than other witches you've been asking for help and other. I'm just seeing that people are misleading, and I just am not happy about it, because this is not good at all. This is not healthy at all. And I really do not want people to start witch hunt again, because that was really terrible time for our ancestors. So please be respectful to one another. Please follow the instructions. Please read. Please get information before you dig into anything. So I hope I've been helpful in some way or another, and I really hope that you will be wise about what you're doing, because you might think that, oh, everyone can do it, this is so easy. I will have to say that it's not as easy as you might think, and it's not a game. It's really serious, and if you don't treat it serious, you're not gonna get anywhere with this. So I hope you have a good time, and study well.